What's up, everybody? Welcome to Homertown Hockey. Fuck the Steelers. My name's Phil Bittner. I'm joined with Colton Gogger.
I'm sorry about your pain, my man.
And Trenton Fuller.
You guys remember Coney 2012?
I actually was just thinking about that, at work, yesterday.
Really?
Yeah. Just thinking, maybe
Perfect.
2020. This is the year we're gonna get that fucker.
That's perfect that I brought that up.
Yeah, that
Not
just
planned
popped
at all.
into my head.
That was a big ass deal too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Did anyone get that
Fucking
fucker?
taking little kid.
No,
Huh?
he's still out here.
Oh no.
I thought there was something, wasn't it fake or something? There was some...
Oh no.
There was all sorts of wild shit around it.
That's all true.
Oh, well, someone better get that fucker.
8 years later, and Phil's now taking a stand.
You know what? I'm just going to come right out and say it. Fuck Joseph Coney. And if you support him, don't even listen to us.
Really, really proud of this podcast for taking a stand against Joseph Coney. And just want you all to know we will not stand for this at all.
Yeah. I think that forcing children to fight in wars is wrong. And I don't care who knows it.
Good job, guys. I'm glad we have better human rights. Never mind. Not going there. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind.
Just when you think Homertown Hockey, I want you to think of an anti-warlord podcast.
Correct.
That's who we are.
Correct.
All right.
Should we wrap up our 2021 preview?
Yeah.
Let's go. We got what, 3 days?
Got 3 days till the first games kick off.
Oh my god.
One by the time people hear this, or
True.
a lot of people, if they hear this at all, will be hearing it the night of, 2 days later.
Right. Right.
Well, for us right now.
Yeah.
For us right now. Well, let's get into just reiterating who we have winning every division. So we'll start off with the North. Personally, I have Toronto winning the North. They're super deep. Sorry, they're a deep enough team to create problems. Their core is really fast. They're a threat. Offense can carry a potentially lackluster defense.
One question: are we doing first recapping who we picked to win the regular season, and then we're gonna talk about who's coming out of the playoffs?
Yeah, we're gonna pick our regular season division winners right now.
Oh, well, that's Ottawa.
Okay.
No. Man. I don't remember who I picked, but I think I'm feeling Vancouver.
I don't think you picked anybody. I think you were leaning more towards Vancouver.
Yeah.
I had a really hard time not picking Vancouver. I just think the Leafs are built a little better to go right now.
I think that Vancouver already has better playoff experience than the Leafs. Not more, but better.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome, Toronto.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Phil here. I think Vancouver's gonna take it.
All right.
I think this is a good year to have a young team.
Yeah, and they match up really well. I feel like they match up really well against every other Canadian team.
Yeah.
That North Division was really hard to pick a winner for me, anyways. Of the top couple teams, but I just personally liked a little bit more of what the Maple Leafs brought to the table. But I could easily see Vancouver winning that division.
Yeah, regular season.
Sweet.
For
Mhm.
sure.
Right, for sure. Let's go on to the East, where I'm sure each of us have a very different opinion. So I'll start
Honestly,
with
I don't think so.
maybe Trent. I'll start with you then. Who do you have winning the division?
I got Philly winning it.
Okay,
Who do you
Yeah.
got, Colt?
Say
I got Philly winning it.
Fuck you guys. I'm
And
taking
Phil?
Pittsburgh. Fuck
to
you.
win the.
I'm throwing a
win the
tantrum. I'm picking Pittsburgh just because you both picked Philly.
Well, who? If we didn't both pick Philly, who were you gonna pick?
He's gonna say Philly. He's gonna say Philly.
No, probably Boston.
Boston.
Yeah.
I'm taking Philly, personally, because they run 3 lines, and every single one of those lines has scoring sprinkled in. They have plenty of depth. They have a pretty structured defense now. It'll be interesting to see how they respond without Niskanen. And then Carter Hart's the real deal. Dude's elite. He's got the talent to take them where they want to go. So that's why I picked Philly.
I don't know who you're talking about. I know their goalie's kinda hot.
Carter Hart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure their goalie's Mitch Mitchell, bud.
Oh Lord.
No, yeah, Philly's really good. They have a good chance, but I'm picking Boston overall.
What makes you take Boston?
I just think they're the best team. I think Grzelcyk, the more I've thought about their situation, I don't know how well Grzelcyk is going to step into the power play, but I think he's going to be good enough to do it with with just that team around him. And I do really like the Craig Smith pickup.
With
I don't.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Trent.
Say with following all of Boston Twitter, Grzelcyk stepping into that role. They're also putting Krejci on that first power play unit. So it's Marchand, Bergeron, Pasta, Krejci, and Grzelcyk. That's going to be a dangerous threat.
Yeah.
With those 4 guys up there.
Yeah.
Does Tuukka stay healthy a whole season?
Well, if not, they have Halak.
I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes just because he's coming into the season completely washed of the bubble and what happened there. And it was confirmed that his daughter was taken to the hospital in an ambulance the night that he left. So anybody that says Tuukka Rask needs to leave can fuck off.
Yeah, and also even before that came out, those people can fuck off.
Agreed.
Agreed. The biggest agreed.
Oh boy, first down. They're right back in it. Just acknowledge the Steelers are getting the holy hell beat out of them by the Cleveland Browns right now.
Did not really see that coming. I thought it would be a lot closer of a game.
I saw it coming as soon as that opening snap went over Ben's head. I think this is possibly his, for sure, Juju's last game in Pittsburgh.
Oh, Lord. Let's move this on to the Central. I have Tampa Bay winning it. That team's a cheat code. They're just too good to not win that division.
Can we all agree that Tampa's going to win this?
Yeah. Let's just skip this one. Because last time we talked about Tampa, we jerked them off for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, true. And then we'll move on to the West, and I think we're all in agreement here. I got Colorado winning it.
Same
They're
thing.
Straight up a loaded team. Need to stay healthy. Goaltending needs to do enough to win them games, but it should. So that's how I have it.
Yeah, they're getting Carey Price too.
What in the actual fuck did you just say?
Montreal sucks, and he doesn't want to play anymore. He's going to pull a Patrick Waugh.
And just go to the exact same thing.
Yep.
Complete with coaching for the team for a couple years and then quitting right before the season.
What a hot and original take you have.
Sounds a lot like another goalie that just quit the Devils.
Jesus.
Yeah. Damn.
We already talked about
I was going to say, yeah, I think we covered Crawford.
We talked about Crawford. I just haven't shared the episode yet.
It's okay. I just posted it right before we started recording.
Technically, the episode is out. We just haven't posted it to the page yet. All right. Do you guys want to get into your predictions for the pseudo conference finals this year?
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So technically, the Western Conference Finals are going to be the Western Division and the Central Division.
Yep.
And playing in that, I have Colorado and Carolina.
I have the same thing.
Weird. I'm going to have Vegas and Tampa. So I think that Colorado is going to do very well in the regular season, but Vegas has to win one soon.
I don't know if Vegas has it in them. Like, I agree if they want one, they have to do it soon. I just don't really think that they're going to do it.
I don't think Robin Lehner and Marc-Andre Fleury at this stage are enough to get it done.
Yeah.
The rest of that team, absolutely, especially adding Pietrangelo. They're a good enough team to do it despite them.
Losing
I
Nate
just
Schmidt
don't
hurts.
know. It hurts big time. And I just don't know that if you start getting into a long playoff run, which the way this playoffs are going to be set up this year, it's going to be a long playoff run.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't know if Vegas is going to have the legs underneath them to do it.
I just don't think that if Colorado's goalie gets hurt again, they have no other goalie.
I can never pronounce this dude's name. The backup starts with
Pablo
an F.
Francouz, wait.
Thank you.
Is that?
What up?
I don't think I said that right.
It's Francois.
I don't know. Let's move on. We're butchering
you know
this.
who we're talking about.
Yeah. But yeah, for my personal prediction, I think Colorado's just too good not to get there. I'd almost say if they don't get to the conference finals, you could potentially put this down as a disappointing season. I know that's a lot of pressure to dump on a team, but they're too good.
Yeah,
they're
putting
too good.
Themselves too.
They are. And then I just really like Carolina, man. I think Carolina has a lot of the pieces to get it done. Again, a lot of these teams, it's despite their goaltending, though. Like, even with Reimer and Mrazek, like, I think they can get it done. That's just a good-ass team. And if they do add Patrick Laine, which is the rumor, like, come on. This team is going to be really tough to beat. I think they're going to be a really, really hard out in any playoff series. So I have them in the conference finals, taking another step.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then in the pseudo-Western division, I have Toronto and Philly.
You mean the East?
The East and the North.
Yeah. Eastern Conference Finals. I have Philly in the Maple Leafs.
Interesting.
Oh.
Phil, who you got?
I don't know. That's such a tough division to really guess anything out of the East.
Yeah.
I'll start on the North and then figure this out. I kind of see Calgary or Edmonton coming out of the North. I think the shortened season and that not being the strongest division, that those are teams that McDavid and Draisaitl could run all over, and that Calgary could just wear down if they don't disappear at about the time that the playoffs will be hitting. So I'll say Edmonton and Washington.
Okay.
Seems like a good year for them. I think Ovechkin's going to be... I think he's going to have a good year. So, sure,
I'd
Washington.
Yeah. Trent, what do you have?
I'm going to pick Calgary for the North. I just think that when it comes to the playoffs, they've got the style of play that can make it through the playoffs, especially if you're playing Toronto and Vancouver and Edmonton, who play a fast-paced game, and they're not really that strong, like, physically. The grind of the however many game series they're going to have, I think Calgary's going to pull that off. And then for the East, I got to pick Boston. I have to. They're, like, the way that team is set up right now, it's a whole bunch of young guys with a core of leaders that are old, but they're not too old anymore.
Fucking Homer.
Still get it done. Their core is pretty much the top line, and they're still the number one line, some might say, in the league. Some. And I just think that they picked up the Craig Smith signing is going to help with the secondary scoring. and DeBrusque's gonna have a good year.
It's fair. I think the Eastern Conference Finals is the hardest one to try to put together,
Hmm.
just because any of the 4 teams in both divisions that make the playoffs or whatever, you could have some wild ass matchup in the conference finals, like something nobody ever saw coming.
That's kind of
Just
why I
purely
picked
based off.
Washington, because I didn't
Right.
want to just go chalk all the way through with Boston. I could easily see
Right.
them making it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I picked the Flyers as a quote unquote safe bet to be there just because I like what they bring to the table, and I don't trust the Bruins. Not in a
That's
sense of like fuck your team. I don't trust the Bruins to potentially put a whole season together at this stage of the game.
That's fair.
they seem to struggle sometimes winning a series against a team they should have.
Yeah, that
St. Louis.
tends to happen.
Yeah,
St. Louis, Ottawa, the year that Ottawa made it to the conference finals against Pittsburgh.
not a bad year.
Yeah. Not a bad year at all. Then let's wrap it up with the Stanley Cup. I have Colorado and Toronto. Colorado in 6. Just twisting the knife on Maple Leafs fans a little harder. Like I said, man, I really like the Maple Leafs this year, and I think they could get there. I don't see anybody dealing with Colorado. They're going to have to get knocked out early in the playoffs to not get to the Stanley Cup. The window is completely open for them. They're legit. That's my opinion.
And you have Colorado winning.
I have Colorado winning in 6 games.
I think I'd go Carolina, Edmonton.
Carolina, Edmonton.
Carolina wins.
Whoa. Got any reasoning behind it, or are you just picking?
I think Carolina's a really good team. And
Okay.
they actually, my dad likes Carolina, and I started watching them a little bit more because of that. And yeah, he's been thinking they're good for a while, and I didn't trust their goaltending. And they seem to be
For sure.
set with the way they play.
Yeah. For sure.
Mhm.
Trent, what do you have as your Stanley Cup matchup?
I think I'm going to have to go with Boston and Vegas.
Another Stanley Cup Finals appearance for Vegas.
And Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the 2 losers of the last 2 of 3. Yeah,
Yeah.
one of them's gonna win. I don't even want to predict which one could win. Out of those 2, I think Vegas holds the kind of upper hand, just because of their players right now. But
I think Boston
I mean-
would shred Vegas.
really,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
interesting.
Vegas would not be able to handle the physicality that Boston brings.
Vegas took a hit at their blue line. And
So did Boston, though.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
But Vegas doesn't
Solid
have
argument.
I would much rather have Tuca over Leonard or Fleury right now.
Vegas doesn't quite have the ability to outscore their problems that Boston has.
That is true.
And we
I
saw
don't
that.
know. After this offseason, I just don't have much trust in Boston when it comes down to, like, the final, like, this is the last game of the season, you need to win. They haven't shown that in the last couple of years, so.
You know
Well,
who won
speak-
despite
like-
bad defense?
If you say the Pittsburgh Penguins, no.
Let's move on.
No, Bill. Actually, the point you bring about Vegas not being able to outscore their problems, that we saw that last year in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
at the end of that bubble run, when they did get to the conference finals, that was the big thing. They couldn't score in the conference finals, and we've seen that from them the past couple of years. As it gets later in the season, they just they can't finish. I don't have the faith in them to do that. So, be interesting to see what ends up happening.
Well, I could say I'm happy that you guys have faith in the Bruins.
I wouldn't go that far.
I had faith in the Steelers tonight, man. Don't fucking don't take anything out of this.
Yeah, don't take anything you hear in this podcast. You guys want to get into some awards?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, so we have Carolina, Vegas, and Colorado.
Colorado as our cup winners.
All right.
I think it's fair to say that this podcast has a lot of faith in Carolina.
Yeah.
I think so. All of us really like the Hurricane. That'd be if it wasn't Colorado, Carolina's my straight up dark horse to come out of nowhere and win it. Quote unquote out of nowhere.
Yeah.
If I was a betting man, I'd throw some money on them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sweet. Let's get into some awards. So we are gonna go over the Hart, Lindsay, Vezina, Rocket, Selke, and Norris. I also threw the Calder in there, just because I have a hot take in there. Some of these, I want to know what you guys think, blah, 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 and we'll just kind of break it down. I'll give you my prediction, and then you guys can talk about your who you have winning it.
Okay.
Sound good?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sweet. So we'll start off with the Hart. I have Nathan McKinnon winning it. I think he's going to have a monster year. If he stays healthy, it's going to be a ridiculous year out of him. My dark horse to win this, kind of hot take, I think Jack Eichel might put together a ridiculous season, and potentially him and Taylor Hall join forces, put Buffalo in the playoffs. Jack Eichel's a dark horse.
I mean,
trophy candidate.
If Buffalo makes the playoffs, it goes to Eichel. That's kind of a given.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a reasonable pick. Trent, who do you have?
For MVP of the league, I think I'm probably going to have to go with Connor McDavid.
I thought you were going to say Pasta.
Bet.
I so thought you were going to say Pasta.
I really did too.
No, not Pasta yet. Not yet. Next year, once his kid's born. Because then he's going to name him Hart.
Really relying on this kid to really light a fire under David Pasta.
He's going to get dad strength, and he's going to become brutal.
He becomes Eric Lindros.
Yep.
Just starts
got
fighting
88
everyone.
already. I could see it.
Just cradles Tom Wilson and carries him to the penalty box.
Oh, Lord.
Ah.
So, Phil,
I think the obvious answer is Teddy Bluger.
Holy shit.
No, God, I love Teddy Bluger though.
So you really don't want anybody to listen to this, do you?
I'm gonna make the pick I make every year, Alexander Barkov.
Okay. I think that's fair. That's a good pick.
Yeah.
As long as Florida gets in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah,
but
that's the thing.
That's a division where they have a chance to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Move on to the Lindsay. I have Leon going back to back. Draisaitl brings it back home. That's my pick.
The Lindsay?
Mm-hmm.
They haven't given it to McDavid in a minute. It's going to McDavid.
See, now this one, I'm going to say Pasta.
He's going to have, he's missing... Okay.
Go off. What do you got to say?
I don't think Pasta's going to play enough games to get it. Whoa. Yeah, I don't think Pasta will have enough games.
Not enough games. There's only 56 in the season.
Yeah, and he's missing the beginning of it.
He's already on the ice.
Yeah.
They think he's going to be back probably by the end of January.
By the time his kid's born?
No, they just announced that.
When's the due date on that?
He's going to be born around Stanley Cup time, so. That's the post bubble baby.
Good Lord. Yeah, I mean, if Leon did win it, he would join McDavid as being a two-time winner, and they'd have two two-time Lindsay winners centering their top two lines in Edmonton, and still not have a cup to show for it.
Yeah. If Sid
That's
puts up
so
like
Edmonton.
1.5 a game, I feel like a lot of guys might want to give it to him. Could be
Right.
his last chance to give him a major award. No, he'll start getting Selke consideration in a minute.
Mhm.
Not till Bergeron leaves.
That is somewhat true.
Yeah. Moving on to the Vezina, best goaltender in the league. I have Carter Hart.
Whew.
That's
Man.
my winner.
Fuck you. Yeah, probably. Let me think. I almost think Hellebuck could do it again.
It's always a possibility.
No, I'll agree. Carter Hart, probably. He's the best goalie. I hate him.
Tuukka!
You're fucking joking, right?
No. He got second in voting last year. What makes you think he's not going to do it this year? Now he's got something to prove, especially to people in Boston.
We're getting a sweep from Boston in the awards.
Save it for
Yeah, Tuukka's not the worst pick.
My other pick for this would be Vasilevsky, if he puts together another really good year.
Yeah, but I feel like he kind of falls victim to the team in front of him narrative. That makes a lot of people
agreed.
kind of not want to vote for him.
Agreed. But at some point, the dude's got to get recognition for what he puts together.
Yeah, but he has
Right.
one.
Yeah, didn't he win it 2 years ago?
Could go back, 2 times. If they really put together a season and he's the reason why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think that team will ever not be good enough, or will ever be not so good that people will really want to vote for Vasilevsky.
Words are hard.
That was tough.
So we're moving on to the Rockets, and I'll let you two discuss your favorites before I pick my winner. So, Trent, I assume I know where you're going with this.
I don't think you do.
Surprise me.
The bread man.
Artemi
Artemi Panarin.
Panarin.
Yep. I think he's going to pull away with it. Getting Lafreniere, or however you say it, with him to play that on the second line, if he plays on the second line or the first. But that offense is going to be outstanding.
Better be fucking better than it was last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zach
What
Bogosian.
about you, Phil?
Zach Bogosian.
Okay.
As a dark horse,
Yeah.
I put $1 on it. I'm gonna be rich if if it happens.
You would be.
No, I think it's
So
gonna be
rich.
Ovechkin. I think he's in for a big year.
Another one?
Yep. He's got to
What do
add
you
to the
think the
collection.
final What do you think the final goal total is going to be?
For Ovechkin, 56 games.
yeah.
I don't know, 42.
42 and 56?
Yeah.
That's impressive. I was probably going to say like 37 for the leader.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking 30. I don't know. I'm sticking with 42. It's ballsy. We'll see.
Well, my pick is Austin Matthews because I think he'll hit that 40 goal mark.
Is he gonna hit 42 though to outscore Ovechkin?
I think he will. I think he'll keep pace with Ovechkin.
You think he'll
I
fuck
really
around and
do.
get 43? All right then.
Yeah.
That would do it.
Yeah, I think 40 is. I think 40 is pushing it this year.
Yeah.
Somebody'd have to go at like.
It's like 0.7 goals per. 42 is, 0.75 goals per game.
Yeah. So I mean
that's kind of why I
that's
settled
pushing
on
it.
that.
I think anything 30 and over this year is like, holy shit, look at that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have Austin Matthews, man. I really like him this year, and I think he's gonna put together a ridiculous season. So that's my quote unquote hot take for Rockets is Austin Matthews.
Okay.
Got a question about Austin Matthews.
Yeah,
So
hit me.
I saw that the Toronto's first line is going to be, or they're practicing with Marner, Matthews, and Thornton. Is Matthews the center, or are they putting Jumbo there?
I think they're putting Joe on the wing.
Yeah, he played at wing on the scrimmage last night.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Which
yeah, I mean, if you got Jumbo, Joe, Mitch, and Marner throwing you dimes every time, you're probably going to score a lot.
You could always throw him in the middle to tie it up if you have a big defensive zone face-off too. It
True.
kind of gives them some options there because that's two very different centers in the circle.
Mm-hmm.
extremely. Like I said, man, they have options, and any line you put Austin Matthews on is lethal.
Oh, and do you want Austin Matthews shooting through Joe Thornton screening you?
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
You
That's
might be onto
scary.
something with that Matthews pick. I
Yeah.
kind of forgot that they were putting him on that line. I thought he'd. Yeah, I don't know who I thought he'd have, but yeah. I didn't know they play. I thought they played Marner with Tavares usually.
That's what it. Last night it was Nylander and Tavares on the same line.
Okay. And who's the other wing on that line?
Is it Hyman? Zach Hyman?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
I almost said Kadri, but I was like, wait a minute, no, fucking idiot.
No, you have him winning a Stanley Cup in Colorado.
I know, which is just scumbaggy.
Yeah, you officially condone Nazem Kadri's antics.
You know what? I'm changing my pick to the Minnesota Wild. Fuck that.
So now we've both gone full homer out of spite.
Right. Moving on to the Selkie, and I have Phil's favorite player. I have Barkov winning the Selkie.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think that dude, it's easy, and I think that it makes sense. Dude, he's too good not to win something.
I think he'd be more likely to get the Lady Bing as his consolation prize.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of torn between O'Reilly and Kopitar. Because they just vote
O'Reilly
for the same guys every year. Maybe Mark Stone. I'm just going to say Ryan O'Reilly.
Not a bad pick.
Not at all.
What do you think, Trent?
I think it might actually be Couturier. Is it Couturier, the one that in Philly?
Yeah.
The one that everybody thinks should win? I think it might be his year. If Philly's going to play as well as I think they're going to, he's going to be a big part of it.
He's up there in age, too, where he could get the lifetime achievement if there's an argument for him.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I think Zach Aston Reese will get some, 4th and 5th place votes again. From Pittsburgh writers.
Not from the fans, though.
Yeah.
Not from Pittsburgh fans.
Not at all. They'll be throwing it for Sam Lafferty.
Right.
All right.
Moving on to the Norris. Victor Hedman.
Miro Heiskanen. Heiskanen.
Ooh, interesting.
That's a good pick.
Trent, if you say Torrey Krug.
I can see the wheels spinning in Trent's head right now.
Say, I don't think it's going to be Krug. John Carlson.
That's
I
not a
think
bad
he should have
pick.
won it last year. I think he should have won it last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
Yeah.
I
All
like
right.
that.
What else do we got?
And then we're gonna wrap it up with the Calder, and I'm gonna take a totally homer take here. Kirill Kaprizov is gonna be your Calder.
Well, wouldn't be called Homertown hockey if he didn't do that.
I really think so. Phil, what do you think?
I'm just gonna go with Lafreniere. I don't really know. I never know with the Calder. I always think I know who it'll be, and then there's always someone you don't expect.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Say, from what I saw in the World Juniors, I think that kid Stutzel for Ottawa's got a pretty good chance.
Yeah,
That kid's a
especially
monster.
when Ottawa makes the playoffs.
Yeah, I have it. Like I said, I have Kaprizov, but I also have Lafreniere as my second. I also have if he does end up playing for the Ducks and plays long enough to qualify this year, I think Trevor Zegras has a real shot at it if he plays.
Yeah.
Uh,
We've been talking about Trevor Zegras a lot lately.
He just dominated the World Juniors, dude.
Yeah.
And that usually happens when an American dominates the World Juniors the way he did. Is everybody goes fucking crazy about it, including me. Like, fully will admit, like, it's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that about wraps up our preview for the 2021 season. Anybody have any last second predictions they want to throw out, or something that you think to watch for this season?
Patrick Kane's going to retire at the end of the year.
Technically, if you do this every year, it's eventually going to be right.
That's my plan.
Broken clock is right.
And then eventually I can say, called it.
I'm going to go ahead and say that every guy who plays a single game this year will eventually retire.
Wow. Unbelievable. Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of it, like you said, my big takeaway this year is to watch out for Carolina. Like, I know we said it a bunch, but like, it's the one thing I have a really strong feeling about is like Carolina might do some damage this year.
Florida's going to click this year. I say it every year. It's basically, it's my new, I've replaced how Carolina used to be, where I kept thinking they'd be good, but it took a while. That's basically where Florida is for me now. Every year I think they're going to finally do it.
Mm-hmm.
So, once again, I'll say Florida's going to, this is their year to finally break out.
Hell yeah. Well, the next time we talk to you, we will be just after the start of the 2021 season, and we will finally have hockey, and we will see just how big of a COVID shit show this turns into after a week.
Penguins will be 2-0 against the Flyers.
The Wild will somehow have lost both games to the Kings. So
Quentin Byfield's gonna break Austin Matthews' 4-goal debut
right,
game record.
Yeah. Cam Talbot will have just died on the ice. It'll be wild. But yeah, we'll talk to you later. Trent, send us out of here.
My name is Trenton Fuller, and I approve of this message.